is the way that you left me. Side by side in your car in the backseat. Wide awake is the way that you left me. Oh, now it's clear we are here back at your house, and I keep.
Alright guys, so we are back at it again. I showed you drawers that I worked on last video. Now we're gonna work on cabinets. This has gotten to be a mess again. This up here, need to go through that. We have this cabinet down here. We did work on that cabinet, so that's good. And you know what? Here, a little sneak peek. Drawers are still working out pretty good. I do have more of my towels. They were all in the wash at the last video, so that's still working out good. I'm gonna spin you guys around. And then we have cabinet here. This is the Eek one. This one's pretty bad. I don't know when I might save that for last. I'm not sure yet. This is kind of just a reorganize, try and get everything back in a good space here. I don't have a lot of time. This again is just a reorganize, pots and pans. Everything that's in here I do use. I know it does look like a lot, but we do cook a lot too. And then of course the dreaded under sink. I just did this not that long ago too. And then more mixing bowls and such. So not quite sure which one I'm starting with yet, but we'll see. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of I completely underestimated how long this whole decluttering thing was going to take me and had to leave my house an absolute mess, which you will get to see. But I'm continuing to do the whole declutter of the kitchen, and the last video I did all of the drawers in the kitchen because like I said, I just want to kind of take stuff in baby steps. So now I'm going to do all of the cabinets in the kitchen, and I decided to start with this one because I knew for the most part it was just kind of a reorganization of this cabinet. Most of the stuff in here we use all the time. There were a few things, glasses that I figured if I didn't use them over the holiday, because they're like a little like crystal cut kind of glasses, I'm not going to use them on, you know, like day-to-day dinner. So we're just going to donate those. Somebody else can use them. We did have a coffee pot in here. It was like a drip coffee pot that, funny story is we had to buy it while we were on vacation. When we went away in August, the place we were staying didn't have a coffee pot, so we had to buy one. And then we brought it home with us. So that really doesn't need to be here. That can go into the back area where I have like all of my mixers and stuff like that, which that'll be another episode of decluttering because that's got a lot of stuff. I got to make that work better. There's got to be a better system back there. But for right now, we're concentrating here in this cabinet to make this system work a little better.
Turn the page and burn it. Let's make up a big bonfire on the beach with the stars as our lighters, and throw our problems in the flame. Throw our problems in the flame.
So now I'm just moving right down below the cabinet I was working on into the cabinet that has all of our cereals in it. Luckily not many things in here were expired. I did have a big thing of oatmeal that kind of went. We go into those phases, like oatmeal was breakfast every morning, and then I'll buy like the big thing of it, and then nobody eats oatmeal for like 5-6 months. So I'm like, oh, okay, stuck with oatmeal that now has expired, but that's okay. We're now going through all of the lids that I have. Everything does have a lid that goes to a Tupperware in here. I did make sure of that. And stuff that wasn't working was those big bowls that I will also show you again close up. I love them. They're really pretty, but they are so stinking heavy. And that's not even with anything in them. Like they're just this... I guess it's kind of like what the Fiesta ware, I think that was what it was called. It mimicked that. It was like an off-brand of that, but they're so heavy. And my thing is this, is that I don't even have food in it and they're that heavy, so they're not going to work for me anymore.
And throw our problems in the flames. Ooh, throw our problems in the flames. I get a little bit breathless.
This is another cabinet, not so bad. All of my serving bowls are in here, or like nicer serving platters. I don't really buy platters for myself. They're all gifts, so I haven't really bought anything lately. So that wasn't too bad as far as reorganizing. However, now we are moving into the spice cabinet, and this one is pretty bad. No, I won't say it's not that it's bad, it's just that it gets used so often that stuff is constantly moved around and then it's hard to find things. I do have a video that I'll link where I made the little like half shelves that I have in here for this cabinet, only because I like to kind of stack stuff one on top of the other and be able to not have them fall all over the place. So I put these little like half shelves in the sides. And I will link that video so you can see how I did that. Just going through and seeing what's expired. I really wish the spice companies would put their expiration dates all in the same spot, because this took way longer than it needed to, just trying to find where the expiration dates were and everything. So now I'm just putting everything back. And I did the little shelves up top a little higher so that I could put these little spices onto, and then face everything outward so that you're able to see it when you're going in there. The other thing that I like to make sure is that I have one of a spice. Like for instance, I just had to pour a half empty pepper into another half empty pepper, just so I don't have so many open jars in here. And then one last thing would be put your like spices together. Like for instance, I know anytime that I go to use, say, parsley, usually when I'm using my parsley, I'm using rosemary and thyme, like all of the Italian kind of spices. For instance, here I'm putting all of our, what would be like taco-ish kind of stuff, like the chili powders, the paprikas, the red pepper flakes, trying to keep all of that stuff together because I know I use them all together.
Everything behind, knowing there is more in life that I want.
Another thing is kind of do like a little test run for yourself. I didn't like how the Lazy Susan was spinning with the bottles on it, so I decided to put them up top on the second shelf in the back. That way it just spun a little bit easier in there. Now I'll move into the cabinet that's right below the spices where all of my pots and pans are. And again, this is kind of like a temporary thing. Pots and pans, I go through if there's any scratches, like that pan you just saw, it had a scratch on it and it's one of those non-stick pans, just toss it. That was another one that I found. Kind of bummed me out because that was like my little egg pan that was perfect for just doing like a sunny side up egg or something. But if there's a scratch, just get rid of it. I know it's kind of like, it seems like any little thing scratches those pans with the non-stick. And Mia's kind of been on me a little bit about just sticking with stuff that doesn't have any of those coatings. And then I saw something and I'm like, all right, yeah, anything with a coating, I'm just not going to buy anymore, honestly. I have my stainless steel pans. I do have my cast iron, which if you haven't tried cast iron, I was always afraid of cast iron because I remember old school cast iron that my dad had always been so rusted looking, and I was always afraid of that. But as long as you condition it, and I'm going to say I don't condition mine the way that you're supposed to, but as of right now, we have 2 cast iron pans, and the one we've had the longest is still in really good condition. I'll move into the cabinet that is right next to where the pots and pans were. This is underneath of my sink, and unfortunately, we have an issue. Apparently, there's something leaking in here. I don't know if it's the gasket that goes from the drain into the pipe in the sink, or if it's something in the pipe itself, but we are going to have to find out. I do know that I at least need to get this all cleared out so that Greg can work on this, and then I can work on it after we make sure that everything is good to go. Hopefully, fingers crossed, it's not going to be a big project, but we'll see. So I decided to just move on to my office slash medicine cabinet slash junk cabinet. The junk drawer is right under here. This is considered my junk cabinet. I shouldn't say it's junk cabinet, but it's kind of like where we keep all of our medicines and our vitamins, and then I also keep like random stuff like my batteries and staplers. Can't even tell you the last time that I stapled something together, but I have a stapler if we need it, that's for sure. I actually have more than one, so I don't only need the one, I'm going to get rid of the other one. But this again is kind of just really an organization more than it is a declutter of this cabinet, and it just needs to have the stuff that's in it put where it belongs. A lot of the stuff actually belongs in the toolbox and not in this cabinet here.
You blow my mind. I don't know if you know yet what's all around, and I'm dying to tell you. Well, I know that by now it is obvious, and that maybe I'm wasting my time, but I gotta try. The only reason I keep sneaking out at night to laugh with you in secret under city lights. Surprised you never had the guts to figure out how I feel about you. Wish me the best of luck. I'm gonna win your love. Coming to get you, dying to feel your touch. Wish me the best of luck. Coming to get you. Wish me the best of luck. Trying to steal your heart. Coming to get you.
Guys, I have destroyed my kitchen. Table, this is stuff that's going donation. That's a pile of donation back here. This is all donation here. This is all stuff I'm gonna find a different spot for. Like the coffee pot there, we don't use that often. This here is all trash. This has to find a new spot. This I have to see if my husband wants their business cards that he had from his mechanic days. I don't know if he's still keeping them. Spices that are expired that I have to trash. And then this mess that I've created down here. Like something's major's going on under there, so we gotta, I'll have him look, I'll clean this out and have him look at that, but let me show you the cabinets for right now. Okay, so this, I think we started here. So this is looking good. We use all of this stuff, so it's staying. I did, however, move these because I was like, oh, that's kind of a little heavy there, so I moved my measuring cups. These are cups that we use, but not all the time, so I put them up here. And then wine glass, that won't fit where I have my wine glasses, but that's looking better. I still have a stack of bowls that I have to put in here. And I worked on this a little bit just to get all of my wine glasses in one spot. So that's good. Move on to the next cabinet. This one has stayed pretty nice. I did have an old apple slicer in here that I had to get rid of, but I use all of these for when I have people over, veggie trays and stuff like that. These are my bowls that I've kept. So this has stayed pretty nice. I can't believe it was like a year and a half ago that I did. I know these are so noisy, right? Since I've done that big declutter of my kitchen. That's a mess. We're not going to even go there right now. This is a heck of a lot better. I can at least try and get you close in here. I can at least find stuff, and I tried to keep everything like facing outward so that I can see everything. I'm knocking stuff over as I go. And guess what? I'm not caring. Okay. We're gonna go down here. And I know like the last time I did this, people were like, you just have way too many pots and pans, but here's the thing. I use them all. At some point, all of these pots and pans are being used. And even like I have the big pan here. Sometimes I have another one that I still have to put in here. It's sitting on the drain board, but I will use both of them because I'll be cooking a big batch of meatballs and getting some spaghetti ready. Medicine cabinet-ish. Home office-ish. Somebody said that to me before, is my home office. The only thing I didn't get to was, look at this mess. This cabinet here. That's going to be saved for another day because I gotta go. I will see you guys in the next one. Have an awesome day, guys. Bye, guys. Wait, guys, I thought I was done, but I wasn't. Oh, I didn't show you guys this cabinet. This came out pretty nice. This is stuff that I use almost every day. Well, obviously not today though, right? So I don't use it every day. Nick's thermos, and then I try to put all of our stuff leftovers in glass, but I do have Tupperware for my husband to take lunches and dinners. The glass bowls that were in here, I'm going to show you those now. These. They are heavy by themselves before you even put anything in them. I love them. They're so pretty, but they're too heavy. I don't use them. I haven't used them. So they're going. So I got to clean that up. This was all done. This drawer. If you saw the door. If you saw the last video, you know. I'll get there. We'll work on that next. I need some sugar and caffeine. But yeah. Okay, now I gotta go. Bye, guys.